Education and Research Council.
To help those who want to be helped but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
All of your favorite 1017 The Truth content whenever you want. The Truth app has it all. The Truth is on 1017 and 1510 WGKB Waukesha, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time! It's time! It's Beta time!
You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I am your host of Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace, and we're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. You can tune in to the greatest 60 minutes in radio by watching and streaming us live on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That is 1017 The Truth on YouTube, where you can give us a like, you can give us a share, you can give us a subscribe, as we are on our road to 6,000 subscribers. We got 5K, Zach. DJ Brother Z, we made it to 5K, so now we are on the road to 6,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, Truth Nation, for all the love and continuing to subscribe, and consuming our content here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. You can also chime in on today's conversation by simply hitting the Truth Talking text line at 833-212-1017. That is 833-212-1017 for the Truth Talking text line. Shout out to DJ Brother Z holding it down on the ones and the twos. And shout out to you, Truth Nation. Now today, to start off the show, we ain't gonna do off the top with this because we're gonna do off the top next segment. But today, to start off the show, I want to start today with some good news. Some good news that I didn't get to last Friday because it got bumped. But it has been something that has been talked about that I wanted to shed a little bit more light on, because I feel like sometimes we get bogged down and caught up in all the negative, right? And so I just want to be positive. And I know here in Milwaukee Public Schools gets a bad rap sometimes. And I think that's just the nature of being, in the world of media. Here on the 1017 The Truth, we talk about the more controversial things and the good things sometimes. Y'all don't like hearing about the good stuff sometimes. Y'all want to hear the tea, the juicy stuff, the pop culture, the things that anger you. We talk about stuff that makes headlines and things that need to get fixed, because that is what our job is, and that is the purpose of us being around here, is to talk about the greatness, but also things that need to be improved. And, it's kind of the same thing in life as well when you think about it. A lot of people are actually in life, they like to talk about the juicy stuff. We're driven by negative stuff. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about you, DJ Brother Z, but if you tell me I can't do something or you question my potential, I'm even more motivated. it pushes me even more. It drives me even more. The haters, I love me some haters because haters is what pushes me to try to be as great as I can. People love to talk gossip. People will be quick to talk about gossip rather than quick to praise you. We all like to be entertained by the tea. So when I talk about MPS, a lot of times they get some of the negativity. But today I want to give a shout out to Hugh Jackman and MPS. If you don't know who Hugh Jackman is, he is an actor who is famously known for Wolverine. Did you know who Hugh Jackman was, DJ Brother Z?
That's the guy from Greatest Showman.
Yeah. Oh, you saw the movie?
I own it.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I just know him as Wolverine, but I didn't know he was Australian. Like, I feel like I knew, but then when he was talking, I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. He's not American. Now, I'm big, I'm a big X-Men fan. I used to choose X-Men over all the Marvel stuff, but then Marvel just became way too good. And I just, once they had Wakanda Forever, I was like, y'all got me. Y'all got me. But a little over a week ago, Hugh Jackman was doing a tour of Milwaukee promoting his new film called A Song Sung Blue, which is a film about a local Neil Diamond tribute band called Lightning and Thunder. So he was going around the city of Milwaukee, going to different places. He went to Cops where he served ice cream to the community to promote this movie that they have coming out. Now, in addition to this, Hugh Jackman also made a surprise stop and surprise visit at Milwaukee High School of the Arts. That is an MPS school known for arts, where kids go there. They can major in writing, creative writing. They can major in, they can major in like dance. They can major in music. They have all these different fields that they can focus on, and there's an incredible amount of talent inside that school. Now, what I love about him going to the school, he stopped there and made a surprise where he donated $10,000 for them to buy new musical instruments, which is awesome, but then also $5,000 to update the school auditorium. So he came bearing gifts, but little did he know while he was there, the students surprised him as well. As they performed a song from the movie, The Greatest Showman. And I want to play this today because, again, it's a 3-minute clip, but I think it's worth it. Because so often we talk about the negative with Milwaukee Public Schools, and we talk about the negative happening in this city. But this is a great illustration of the greatness of this city and how cool it is to watch such talented children right here in the city of Milwaukee. Right here in Milwaukee, show off their talents to the world. So go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube, or go ahead and turn up all your radio all the way up so you have an opportunity to hear on 1017 The Truth, the students from Milwaukee High School of the Arts surprising Hugh Jackman, a world-famous actor, with singing The Greatest Showman. Enjoy.
From now on.
I drink champagne with kings and queens. The politicians praise my name. If those were someone else's dreams, the pitfalls of the man I became. For years and years I chased their tears, the crazy speed of always needing more. But when I stop and see them, I never want them. These eyes look like
From now on, let's just remember the greatness of the kids that we have here in this city of Milwaukee. I mean, how awesome is that to have these students right here in the city of Milwaukee? That was Milwaukee High School of the Arts that you listened to, performing a song from The Greatest Showman in front of one of the actors in The Greatest Showman, the lead man, Hugh Jackman. He got emotional, and I would love to think that was real, and how touching that has to be to watch young students sing a song from a movie that you were in. See something that you help elevate with your performance by, and how now have other people perform what you did. It is truly a beautiful thing. So from now on, we need to make sure when we think about and we talk about Milwaukee and we talk about MPS and we talk about this community, that we include the fact that in that picture frame that you saw there in that video, and for those who are listening and driving in their car and thinking, why was their music played? Well, that was Milwaukee High School of the Arts students performing a song from The Greatest Showman, a movie that Hugh Jackman was in front of Hugh Jackman, to Hugh Jackman. And so I think it is so important for us to understand that despite all the negativity that we hear, right, all the statistics that you hear, that is not a representation of our children. That is not a representation of the school district. And yes, MPS needs to be stronger in certain areas. I know they get a lot of negative media, but this shows the best of us. This shows how incredibly talented these students are here in MPS. And I remember when I went to an Eric Church concert. That's a country singer. I couldn't name you one Eric Church song, but I got an invite to sit in the suite, and I said yes. And to my surprise, you think country singers, you think, oh, okay, white people, all this, they're probably racist. I'm at the concert. Eric Church is about that life. He's great. I'm at the concert, and on the stage comes students from Milwaukee High School of the Arts who are performing with Eric Church at Pfizer Forum on the stage. You only get that opportunity if you are big enough for the moment. And we have young 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18-year-olds right down the street from where I work at, right here in this city, that are good enough to perform on a high stage. They're confident enough where they get surprised by Hugh Jackman, and they're ready to perform in front of him. That is the type of talent that we have in the city of Milwaukee. So I just want us to understand, despite some of the negative shots that gets taken at the district, and despite the fact that the district obviously needs to improve, there is so much greatness. And I'll share this last story before we continue and roll on. And it might still be in my phone to this day. I forgot to look for it. But I remember when I used to be a substitute teacher in Milwaukee Public Schools, and I remember I subbed one day at Milwaukee High School of the Arts. And I never forget when I was in there, I was in a music classroom. And I was just astonished by the level of talent that these kids had. I was in this music classroom, and these kids all of a sudden started, jamming out, having a jam session. And I'm in there, I'm like, oh my gosh, they killing it. This is amazing. This is incredible that we have this amount of talent in our city. And I'm like, I've worked in after school programs, and I'm pretty, I know what's going on when it comes to education in the city. And I knew what Milwaukee High School of the Arts, the talent that they had, but I just had never gotten to see it on display. And I promise y'all would have been as impressed as I was by these students performing. And so we have a lot of great things here in the city of Milwaukee. Milwaukee High School of the Arts is definitely a very, very bright spot. And now the entire nation and an entire world knows, as this went viral, how amazing our students are here. This is why it's important for our kids to have access. Truth Nation, access. This is why we need to advocate for them to have access to a quality education, access to an additional help in the classrooms, access to an experience where you have an experience like this, but access to be able to take college trips or take, experiential learning opportunities, access to sports, extracurricular activities, access to, being able to go to college. It is important that our kids continue to have lines of funding to be able to have access to incredible opportunities. And that's why when we come back, I want to talk about why it is important for us to continue to invest in our students. I was told some information, last week about cuts that are negatively impacting resources for our students. And when I heard this conversation, I was told about this, I was disappointed And I also realized, as we were having this conversation, they are trying to dumb down America. And I want y'all to understand that the dumbing down of America is currently underway. And I want to know what you will do to stop it. Now, obviously, I don't just say things like this without having, some evidence and some facts that I want to present. And I just want y'all to understand that we are currently under a time and in a time where they are purposely dumbing down America by taking away access for people. On the other side, we'll continue this conversation talking about the dumbing down of America right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tune into the award-winning 1017 The Truth Community Spotlight this Wednesday at 3:57 p.m. between The Tori Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. We'll be speaking with Maribel Rodriguez, the Program Manager for Energy Assistance at Community Advocates. We will discuss the Milwaukee County Energy Assistance Program and break down the steps you can take to get help to pay your energy bills. Again, that is the Community Spotlight this Wednesday with Community Advocates at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m.
The perfect Packer game starts in Titletown at the American Family Insurance House. Before each home game, grab exclusive Packers giveaways, listen to live music, and hang out with other fans. Plus, you can try your hand at setting the high score in the Protect the End Zone interactive game that puts your football skills to the test. Make your next trip to Lambeau unforgettable only at the American Family Insurance House in Titletown. Go to amfam.com today to find an insurance agent near you or to get a quote online. That's American Family Insurance, amfam.com. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm the host, Kyle Walsh of Truth to Power. Make sure y'all watching stream us live by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Make sure you give us a like. Make sure you give us a share. Make sure you give us a subscribe so you don't miss any of your award-winning 1017 The Truth shows. DJ Brother Z, I was hoping you're going to ask me why I have a Broncos jersey on. He don't care. I'm repping my little cuz. Yay. Thank you, sir. Exactly. I don't care about no damn Broncos.
I don't care about football, period.
Yeah, I know. The truth is the truth. I remember when we were talking about when Joe Brown was still here, they were talking about we should do a kickball match between the stations, 620 WTMJ, ESPN, The Truth. And I said, dog, we would get destroyed. I said, we the most unathletic black folks you'll find. I mean, not me. But, I mean, Joe was probably going to be our second best player. And no knock to Joe. You know, he said he used to hoop a little bit. But, me and him weren't going to be the dynamic duo. But, anyways, Truth Nation, today I did want to talk about something that I think is so important, is investing in our kids, but more importantly, us understanding that resources are essential, in a conversation that I had recently as well. Now, before I was discussing how cool it was to have Milwaukee High School of Arts to have Hugh Jackman come to the school and the kids got to perform in front of them. It was super cool. Super cool. And it just displayed how great MPS is. But this is how impactful our students can be. That's what I want everybody to get from that. That is how impactful our students can be. Now, in addition to that conversation that I recently had, it was an opportunity for me to discuss education, right? And I love talking about education because I believe that is really the golden ticket. Education will help you get out your circumstances. It is a proven thing to help you get out your circumstances. Now, what you do with that piece of paper and that education, or what you do with that knowledge that you get, is up to you. But it definitely provides you with an opportunity. That's what education does. So that's why I'm such an advocate for education. But I was having a conversation, and somebody was telling me how damaging and how detrimental the current administration's policies have been to organizations who are looking to make an impact for black kids and brown kids around the city of Milwaukee. And many of us have heard of AmeriCorps, which is an organization that helps send young adults to underserved communities and provide support on many different levels. Now, many here in Milwaukee have been helping in the classroom. You have a lot of different AmeriCorps members who are helping at different schools around the city of Milwaukee. They're helping in the classrooms. They're helping to enhance, students' educational experience through tutoring, through assistance with homework, right? Many help during the school day. Some help after school. There's different programs that AmeriCorps has around the city of Milwaukee that help support the academics and the academic growth of our students for free. And that is something that is so key, because we talk about MPS, we talk about the test scores, we talk about how the students are doing, how they're performing. And when you have resources like this that come at no cost, for you to be able to put people in the classrooms to help the kids during the school day and after school, that is essential to helping these kids succeed. Now, I myself have seen the positive impact that it makes on students and in their lives. I have seen that through my recruiting days, the importance of having these different individuals and how it can truly impact people, literally, where they have an opportunity to work with somebody that now they look at them as not just a mentor during high school, but also after high school. I know people who have impacted students so much that they got invited to their wedding or stand in the wedding. So I understand the impact that these AmeriCorps members can have in a child's life. They help students graduate from high school, and they help them go on to a better life after college. That is an investment in our community that we need and we asked for, but unfortunately the Trump administration has cut that. They gutted it so much that there's an organization that went from having 27 AmeriCorps members in a classroom, inside of a school, inside of multiple schools. So you're talking about, let's just say it's 2 per school, so you're talking about probably, let's just say 13 schools. 13 schools that have an additional assistance inside the school of helping kids find success in the classroom, help kids find success after school. 27 AmeriCorps members in our Milwaukee schools no longer have jobs in the city of Milwaukee because of the cuts that were made by this administration. They went from 27 down to 0 in less than 5 months. 0 people from that organization are helping our students. These nonprofits do not have the money to hire full-time staff and salary to fill the gap. That's why it was so important to have these AmeriCorps folks. And MPS does not have the money to fill that gap as well. This is a shame, y'all. But I also realized, and this is the key thing, I realized that this is also done by design. You have an administration that is purposely doing things to dumb down our communities and to dumb down this country. They don't want us to excel academically. They want to put up as many barriers as possible for our communities and others. They want people not to get out of their current situations. What they're striving for is they want for people to lack the skills so they can be able to fill jobs at Walmart, on Brown Deer Road or Target on Port Washington Road versus educating people to be able to work at Kohl's Corporate in Menominee Falls. They don't want people to be in the C-suites. They want them to be on the ground. They are trying to, and again, I'm not saying if you work at Walmart, you dumb, or Target, you dumb. That's not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is that many people who aspire to want more are getting their access cut to be able to aspire to get more. Their funding cut to be able to aspire to get more. This is extremely intentional because they understand that if they're able to cut these things, the population as a whole lose. That's why they're getting rid of things such as the SAVE program, which was a program that the Biden administration implemented for those like myself who have student loans to be able to get more affordable student loan programs. They have this SAVE program that now the administration is cutting, and they're not allowing for anybody else to get inside this program. I don't understand what's so bad about making life more affordable by looking at how much somebody can afford to pay and not making them pay $800, $700, making them pay what they can afford. Do we understand paying $350 versus paying $700 is significant in a life? Maybe they don't because they don't understand what it's like to live day to day without having daddy's money. So they understand that they can deter people by putting in barriers from getting a higher education. When you make it more difficult to afford it, then you weaken the impact their degree has. That is what this administration is trying to do. They're trying to dumb down America. 833-212-1017. Do you believe the Trump administration cuts are intentionally done to dumb down America? 833-212-1017. Are these cuts making America less educated and not America first? I want to know what you think. 833-212-1017. Again, that is the Truth Talk and text line. When we come back on the other side, I'm going to continue this conversation talking about the dumbing down of America and how there have been more policies that have been put in place that weaken America, that weaken the power of your job, that make life less affordable. Because when you change what people can get out for loans based off their degrees, what you're doing is you're deterring people from going to get a degree. Because I know y'all heard the conversation about the professional degrees. And I want to explain to y'all why it is so significant when you tell somebody like a nurse that, no, don't go be an RN. Don't go get that advanced degree. Don't do that. What it does is it makes America less healthy. It makes the rural areas not to have the quality of care that they need to have. It makes areas like downtown Milwaukee not to have the top-notch nurses that they need. And to be honest, we aren't the ones most impacted. There are people that get sick across of Wisconsin. If you are up in Green Bay, or you up, an hour north, or you a little south, or you a little west before you get to Madison, those doctors will tell you, I can't figure it out. I'm going to send you to Milwaukee. Those doctors will tell you, I can't figure it out. Madison's 45 minutes north of here, go that way. Because the rural areas don't have the same level of medical care that we have here in the city. And so what we have to understand is that what they're doing is they're making America less healthy. But on the other side, I'm going to explain to you why the dumbing down of America is happening in front of our eyes, and we have to do something to stop it. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. Make sure you watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That is 1017 The Truth on YouTube. We'll have more on the other side.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance. At Milwaukee College Prep, they believe in high expectations, strong character, and academic excellence starting as early as age of 3. MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee. And the best part about it all, Milwaukee College Prep is tuition free. If you're looking for a school that partners with you, challenges your child, and prepares them for college and beyond, Milwaukee College Prep is the place. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to learn more. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
I want you to really stress the importance of having an ethnically diverse blood supply. But I guess, what do you say to people that, for whatever reason, are apprehensive about giving blood?
It's not by accident that we are building this fixed donation site right in the heart of this Halyard Park, Harambe neighborhood. And to your point, our black and brown donors probably represents the smallest demographic in our donor base. That's attributed to multiple reasons. For those of us that understand the history, there is a lot of underlying mistrust of the healthcare system. And quite frankly, there's already challenges with how busy people are, how accessible they are to even know where to go to donate blood. And let's face it, a lot of folks are scared of needles, right? But when they get through all of that, the importance, I think, is a heavier burden on our black and brown communities, because there are a lot of different blood diseases that require what I'll call more of a match in blood that only comes from people of similar ethnicities. Something that's specific to our black donors and patients is something that I think your listeners are very familiar with: sickle cell disease. The only therapy that get them through their day-to-day life is blood transfusions. And it's not just what I'll call average or normal blood type or blood transfusion. It's actually a specific blood with a specific type called RO blood. And this RO blood typically only comes from people of African descent and Hispanic descent. And so that's why it's so important that our donor base is diverse, so that it helps our ethnically diverse patient population.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers are heading to Mile High City to face the Broncos on Sunday. Denver is on a 10-game winning streak heading into Sunday. Head coach Matt LaFleur on the matchup.
Just look at the landscape of our league. I mean, everybody's neck and neck. Everybody's right there, and you can't take anything for granted. And we got a hell of a test coming up. We're going to need a great week of preparation to go out there and to get the job done.
Kickoff is at 3:25 on Sunday. The Bucks are back tomorrow night against the Boston Celtics. After starting 10-15, the team is looking to bounce back after a long break. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Badger volleyball is set to play in the Sweet 16. First set begins Friday in Austin, Texas against Stanford, 30 minutes after the first matchup of the day. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Tune into the award-winning 1017 The Truth Community Spotlight this Wednesday at 3:57 p.m. between the Tori Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. We'll be speaking with Maribel Rodriguez from Community Advocates Energy Assistance Program. She'll provide updates on available funding, eligibility, how to apply, and why it is important not to wait until the moratorium ends. Again, that's Community Spotlight this Thursday with Community Advocates Energy Assistance Program at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. This is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Make sure y'all watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Give us a like, give us a share, and give us a subscribe. And we're having a conversation talking about the fact that right now we are going through the dumbing down of America. And what's interesting is that I talked about the fact that there's programs that are being cut. That we had 27 AmeriCorps members inside of Milwaukee Public Schools as of May of last year, and as of May of 2025, and now by September of 2025, we're down to 0. We're talking about AmeriCorps members who are tutoring students, helping students with homework, and helping students prepare for their future. That was cut. You cannot sit here and tell me that is a positive for our students. It's not. You can't shake it any other way. This is a negative for our students not to have additional help from individuals who want to give back and individuals that can help them succeed. And then when you compound that as well with the fact that you have an administration right now that is saying that they're getting rid of the SAVE program, which on YouTube, you go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube, Calm Deja said, that's crazy. I just got an email about I'm no longer in the SAVE program, and I'm now temporarily placed in forbearance. In a forbearance where that means that you don't have to currently pay right now, but it's accumulating interest, and eventually you're going to be out of forbearance, and now that is going to go up. Again, these are things that are deterrents from making life more affordable. If you hear stories about it being so hard to pay your student loans and they don't have any type of income-driven stuff, which still is income-driven, I'm sure, for people under a certain income, or the SAVE program for folks, then you're going to say, dang, I don't know if I want to go to college. The dumbing down of America is happening in front of our eyes. 833-212-1017. If you have any thoughts and comments on this conversation, please call in, text in. Dr. Ward, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What are your comments on education?
Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, sir.
And the topic you're talking about right now is one I've been too interested in for the longest. I have been in the Milwaukee public school education system for 60 years. And I have some ideas, and one basic idea is there needs to be a lot of collaboration. The money is being wasted, but everybody's doing a little of this, a little of that, not doing anything too well. One idea I have is they need to get some people in the school. They could be paras or aides or whatever they want them to be, and have them in a class where the aide is learning with the students. The aide is just there to help everybody, to keep taking their place like a monitor or proctor. And these, where they got 1,000 schools open with 2 or 3 students in them, they need to combine those schools yesterday.
Yeah, and Dr. Ward, I think that is something that the current Dr. Brenda Caselius is currently doing. She's looking to close some of these schools that don't have enough students in it.
I heard that. I know about that. But what I'm saying is I have been wanting to talk to the superintendent and a school board member and one administrator that I know down there, and we could get together and chat and cut this up, and this could happen a lot faster.
Yeah.
And you were talking.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm going to say, Dr. Ward, I think it's
another thing.
Yeah, go right ahead before I got to keep moving, but go right ahead, sir. Doctor.
You were talking I think you were talking earlier about mortgages and buying homes. I have some ideas I want to share about that, and I need to talk to the right people. I've tried to set up conferences with all of these agencies I've been in contact with. But I'll let you go on that, Doctor, and I appreciate your take on all the things you're talking about.
No, I appreciate that, and definitely make sure you go and talk to the school board and get access to be able to use the knowledge of 60 years of wealth of knowledge. So I appreciate you. So thank you to Dr. Ward. I appreciate that. Dr. Ward said, I got some ideas for you. Bumps what you talking about. This is what we need to do. But I ain't mad at it. I respect my elders. I am not. Yeah, Doctor, hey, you know what's crazy? I'm going to get back into the show. If I would have stayed working at Marquette, I remember the rest of my grandmother's soul. Love her so much. But she encouraged me to get my doctorate degree. And if I would have stayed working at Marquette, I eventually would have started working on getting my doctorate degree because they help pay for it while you're there. So it was definitely something that I was looking into to get my PhD. Not going to happen now. Not going to happen now. But I definitely was something I was looking into. But Truth Nation, I alluded to talking about the professional degrees. And make sure, again, y'all watching Streamers Live on YouTube. If you have any thoughts or comments like Dr. Ward, call in at 833-212-1017. And with the professional degrees, I don't know if y'all heard about this. You're anything like, me. You were lost a little bit when you heard about the certain programs being dropped from professional degrees and that title and what that meant, that classification and what all that meant. And I wasn't quite sure what that meant, but I was curious to know why was it so impactful and why was it happening? And what it means, Truth Nation, is that to get an advanced degree is going to become more costly. Because when you hear about professional degrees, if you have a professional degree, that means that you can take more money out. Right now, the cap currently for individuals going to grad school for a professional degree, you can pull, $100,000 out to help cover the cost of that. With taking away professional degree labels from certain programs, now they're going to be capped at $20,500. And to me, this is another example of elections having consequences And this one is being financial. And everything I'm talking about today are things that could have been avoided but are negatively hurting our pockets, making life less affordable. This isn't like a Trump negative type thing. This is just me talking about affordability and why are we making decisions to make life less affordable? Why are we making decisions to cut funding for programs for people who are in schools helping students learn when we care about education? It's because they want to dumb down America. Why do you want to make it so people are not able to or not going to be able to afford their student loans? Is because you want to make sure that they're stressed enough about it that they can tell people about their horror stories where they maybe don't go to college. Why is it that you're making it so less degrees, people who are going to get these professional degrees, these advanced master's degrees, graduate degrees, can't afford to get them without taking out private loans? Well, you want to dumb down America. You want to deter people away from going to advance themselves. And the thing is, we have to understand that this impacts people of all backgrounds, but once again, black women are negatively impacted by this decision in this anti-black administration. And I don't want to bore people or confuse people whatsoever, but I do want to educate folks and make people aware. And I'm going to try to break this down in the most simple way that I can so you understand the ramifications and ripple effects from this awful, awful decision. And everyone on this station talks about education being the key to success. You'll hear Sherwin Hughes talk about education being the key to success. You hear Tory Lowe talking about it. You hear Dr. Ken Harris talking about it. You hear myself talk about it because we're all big proponents of people going to college. Myself getting an education somewhere. But that is something that we all discuss and something that we all talk about. We are all proponents of that. We want to advocate this because we understand that it can help your earning power. Now, investing in your educational future via college is an expensive endeavor. Undergrad schools are getting more pricier. I understand that. And when you talk about graduate school, it's even higher and even comes with a higher cost. I myself got me a graduate assistantship to help pay for that. But what the Trump Department of Education is doing right now is saying certain degrees will no longer get additional grad plus loan funding to help cover the cost of schooling. This is going to negatively impact a lot of fields, and it also puts more of the financial burden on the middle class because we have to understand. As I remember, again, growing up where I went to school, a lot of them kids, their parents took care of their college, and on top of that, they put money in their account so the kids could live comfortably. They just swipe the card. I'm blessed that my parents did help me with my school, but I still had to pay some with my student loans. But there are many people who don't have that ability to do that. So this type of thing hurts the middle class where you can't get more money from the federal government. You now have to go get private loans, and private loans are more predatory and will cost you more in the end. Hell, I know somebody right now that is stressed, not black person, a middle class individual who is struggling right now to live life because they got to pay back these expensive private loans because they had to take it out in order to get their education. Now, the professions that are impacted are, nurses, nurse practitioners, doctorate of public health, masters of social work, which is something that many of us know about, a physician assistant, which many of y'all go see when you go to a doctor, a physical therapist, a doctorate of physical therapist, an audiologist, occupational therapy, speech pathology, counseling, therapist degrees, doctor of education. So those who are looking to go get their doctorate of education, they won't be able to pull out additional money. So somebody like Dr. Ward, who just called in, who got his PhD, and I'm sure he may have gotten loans or may have gotten it paid for. If he was to go to school now, you can only pull out $20,500 in loans per year. That may not cover it. It makes it more inexpensive for people to get an education. And from a black perspective, it is damaging because a lot of black people get their advanced degrees in education. Dr. Ward is an example. Dr. Ken Harris is another example. We had our Truth Summit panel where we had two brothers, Dr. Damon Means, and I cannot remember the other gentleman's name, who are both black males who have their doctorate degree. I got a frat brother who I know, shout out to him, getting married soon. He has his doctorate degree, and he depended on these student loans to be able to get this degree to be able to advance themselves. These are black men and black women that are being negatively impacted by this, who are trying to bring themselves out of poverty. I know for a fact, I know somebody who got their doctorate degree who came from nothing, from MPS, came from nothing, came from the block. I grew off of 66 and Hope, then off of Good Hope. He grew up off of Monarchy. He came from nothing. And now he has his doctorate degree because of the fact that he was able to take out larger loans. So again, this is another example of Trump not doing anything to help the black community, but again, hurt us. Black woman unemployment is already high between 6.7 and 7.5%, and they have felt the brunt of this poor and awful job market that we are seeing and the large layoffs that we have discussed throughout this year. Now you are devaluing education. Many black people get. This is not great. This is not a good thing. And what we also have to understand is when you lower the amount of money people can borrow to attend school, you make life less affordable. That is what people have to understand. 833-212-1017. Truth Nation, this is purely the dumbing down of America. And I know that is real. This is what's happening. This is on purpose. This administration is trying to dumb down America in every sense of the way. When we come back on the other side, I'll wrap up my final thoughts and I'll continue this conversation so people understand. And I'm glad that somebody went in on YouTube. You can watch the stream is live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube and give it a like. I'm glad somebody on YouTube shared their experience with the fact that they got an email about the fact that they're no longer enrolled in the SAVE program that makes life more affordable to pay back their student loans. Why would they do that? Why would you take away people in the classroom that help educate students when you tell people, oh, we want you to get educated? 833-212-1017. On the other side, I'll tell you why they're dumbing down America, because you have a president that is not America first. But before we do,
one call, that's all.
One call, that's all is right. Right now, Truth Nation, you have your chance to be entered into the 5K giveaway entry for the day. Yes, you can be entered to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Be caller number 8 right now at 833-212-1017, and you will be entered to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. That's caller number 8 right now at 833-212-1017 to be entered to win the 5K giveaway. Remember, if you or a loved one has ever been injured in an accident, contact Gruber Law Offices today by visiting them at gruber-law.com. For official contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Walls, and I'll tell you why this president is anti-America first.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
The revolution starts in our mind, right? You know when Gil Scott-Heron said the revolution won't be televised? Like he didn't mean that you won't be able to watch it on TV. He means the revolution starts in your mind. You nincompoop. Y'all been running around saying that for 60 years. The revolution won't be televised, and didn't even know what the hell it meant. It starts with us.
Let him cook. Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Ho, 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 my back.
Santa?
Ho, 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 Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Yes. Next year, how about just asking for a Pella gift card? My elves are used to designing windows from other places where they're all pretty much the same. But Pella? Ho, ho, ho. So many customizations and designs. My elves aren't qualified, so Santa has to put in some overtime. Ho,
Let me make a call. BRB.
Frighteningly fast Pella team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
Yeah, I know. Santa already lectured me. Ask for a Pella gift card.
What if you need new windows or doors, but you're on the naughty list?
Then this will definitely help. Right now, at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months.
Ho, ho, ho! Visit the Pella site, and to all a good night.
PellaWI.com.
Service restrictions apply. Ends 12/31/2025.
This season, we're reminded what truly matters: community. We're proud to stand with the people and organizations who make Wisconsin stronger. From all of us to all of you, happy holidays. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Make sure you watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe as we are on our road to 6,000 subscribers here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I am Kyle Walls, and we've been having a conversation talking about they are trying to dumb down America. That is a real thing. Because instead of encouraging people to go to school, there is an all-out attack on schools for making college more attractive, making college more accessible, making college more diverse. In order to have business to make things more equitable, they're trying to make, things less equitable. What these universities are trying to do is they want to help make these businesses look better inside and operate better inside by putting more diverse people in C-suites and boardrooms, and also make them part of the decision-making process. Now, when you demonize schools and take away funding from institutions for simply trying to educate and create more diverse and expansive talent pipeline, then you end up hurting America in the end. That is what's happening. When the leader of this country goes on air and says we need to bring in more people from foreign countries because American workers don't have certain talents, that is not America first. The America First president is telling us we don't have talent here in America to fill roles instead of investing in America to make sure Americans can fill those roles. He is looking abroad. He's looking for immigrants. He's looking outside of this country to fill certain roles. The man who campaigned on immigrants getting the hell up out of here and immigrants taking American jobs just told the same American people that he wants to bring in more immigrants. He wants to take away good-paying jobs because we don't have the skills, he said. Instead of putting America first by actually pushing colleges and universities to train Americans to be able to fill these jobs that we have, he sold Americans out for a price. He said, I don't want immigrants unless they can pay $100,000 to take American jobs. He put a price on your prosperity, Truth Nation. That's what he did. He put a price on your prosperity by selling visas to immigrants to come to America to fill jobs. And we're not just talking about any jobs. We're talking about H-1B1 visas here. These immigrants are taking jobs that are typically paying $118,000 to $167,000 plus. A lot of these folks are taking jobs that put them in the top 10% of U.S. wages. And the America First president, who is trying to dumb down America by cutting access for children in classrooms by getting rid of AmeriCorps funding, the one that is making paying back your student loans less affordable by cutting the SAVE program that I am a member of. So now my bills are about to go up. Is the same president who's telling immigrants from other countries to come in here and fill jobs for $118,000 to $167,000. So yes, this administration is doing everything they can to screw over Americans and also to dumb down America. I have another good story that I want to tell y'all now because I know someone personally who was awarded a scholarship. They were awarded a scholarship at an institution while they were in college that was an incentive to go on and get their master's degree. It was they would say a DEI scholarship. This student, though, was a high academic achiever in high school, came to college and excelled so high academically that they hand-selected them to say, you know what, we want you to stay here for grad school and to get you to incentivize you because you're going to have a lot of different options. We want to offer you a scholarship right now during your junior year to help pay for school in grad school because we want to keep you in this area because you're a talented individual. But due to the DEI cuts by the administration, that program isn't available. So now you're upending somebody's life in their future because now they have to look elsewhere to go to school. The Trump admin came down and is ruining things for children who look like us. Free tuition gone because they think it's DEI. How the hell you got a 4.0 GPA at an elite school in this country, and the president tells you that it's DEI, that you didn't earn it? You do stuff like that when you want to dumb down America. You tell schools you can't give out certain scholarships for people to have access to affordable schooling to fill jobs because you want to dumb down America, but then also you tell Americans we have to let in more immigrants to fill jobs that pay $167,000 a year. That's ass backwards. You can't tell us we're not educated enough when you cutting opportunities for people to get educated, to only bring in immigrants to fill these jobs. Now, some of y'all may be surprised, but I'm big on industry being here in America. I'm big on making sure that everything stays here. I'm big on hiring Americans first because I'm a real American first type guy. Matter of fact, when I make phone calls and I hear people who are foreigners on the phone for customer service, I get mad. I get mad because that's a job that is shipped over to India for $5 an hour when that could be paying $15 to $25 an hour for an American right here. So at the end of the day, Truth Nation, I'll just say this. We need to make sure that we understand what is happening, and what is happening around us is the dumbing down of America, and it's done on purpose. It's done by design. They want you working at the checkout line. They don't want you working in the C-suite. That's only reserved from some folks. But this is Truth Nation. This is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. The Tory Lowe Show is up next from 1 to 4. Truth Nation, I'll be back tomorrow. I love y'all. Peace out, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Come in with straight truth.
Everything got a message. I'll say this. Y'all can't be tired if y'all still